What is up YouTube, this is Synchron and I'm coming at you today with another deck profile. This deck profile is going to be Fire Kings. It is the current legal build that you can actually play. It hasn't got Yaksha in it or any of the stuff that if you type in Fire Kings on here it comes up with, apart from obviously the stuff that's been released in the TGC as of now. I do run this deck in real life and I recently came 5th with this particular deck in a locals that I went to before the locals closed down, which is a bit sad, but anyway, I need to find a new locals at some point. To get on with the deck profile, you run 3 Fire King High Avatar Garunix. This is your boss monster of the deck. It's a dark hole on steroids. It is absolutely amazing. I've seen people run 2 of, but obviously it's personal preference. I do find sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I do draw into 2 Garunix and it's kind of cloggy. However, drawing into it's not too bad, but obviously you need to get it out of hand as quickly as possible. If you don't know its effect by now, it's basically if it's destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard during the next standby phase, it's special summon back to your side of the field, and you could get to basically dark hole the field and get a clear run 2,700 at your opponent, unless obviously they have back row. And if it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 Fire King monster during the next standby phase, or is it just straight away? Yeah, straight away, apart from Garunix, which is really nice because obviously you can get Barong and then get Garunix into hand next standby phase. So that moves me on to Fire King Avatar Barong. Barong's basically the rotor of the deck. When it's destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you get to add 1 Fire King monster from your deck to your hand during the next standby phase. So obviously you're going to go for Garunix most of the time. Occasionally I'll go for Kieran because obviously you can't I don't think you can, you can't search Fire King Avatar Barong, so I go for Kieran or obviously Garunix. When Yaksha comes out, I'll probably end up going for Yaksha instead of both of them, but at the moment I only go for Barong. Then I play only 2 Fire King Avatar Kieran. I find 3 isn't as consistent as 2. 3 you can draw into them too much, and obviously it gets you into rank 3 exceeds, but I'd rather play 2 and get my bigger plays off rather than play 3 and have to go into something I don't really want to do. With Fire King Avatar Kieran, oh yeah, I forgot, with Barong you can special summon it if a other Fire King monster is destroyed by a card effect. You can then special summon Barong. Same with Kieran, and Kieran's effect reads that when it's destroyed, so whether it's by battle or by card effect, sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 fire monster from your deck to your graveyard, so you can pick any of the cards pretty much in this deck, bar 3, which is obviously double Maxi and Gauze, which I'll get to later. So it's a really nice card to replenish your plays, and it also allows you to start going off with Garunix by bringing it back with Reborn and Call of the Haunted. Same with Sacred Phoenix and Nemphes, which again I'll get to in a minute. Then I run 3 Flamval Fire Dogs. Personally, I think you have to run Fire Dogs in any Fire King build, regardless of whether it's the one you can currently play or the one that you can't currently play. You have to run it because it allows you to get into your Kierans, it allows you to get to Barongs, and when Yaksha comes out it allows you to get into Yaksha pretty quickly. And obviously you can also exceed summon with Fire Dog and Barong and Yaksha. So it's a really nice card. It allows the deck to be more consistent and get its plays off a lot quicker. And another target that I run is Hazy Flame Cerberus. The only reason I run well, it's not the only reason, but I run these solely because A, Yaksha's not out. I'll probably end up running it when Yaksha is out, but also it can be normal summoned and it loses 1,000 attack basically, so it's halved without actually tributing. So it's a very nice card to have in the deck. It's not dead if you draw it, and obviously if you go Fire Dog Cerberus, it keeps its 2,000 attack, which therefore means you can run over the stuff like Thunder King, which is very nice. It gives you an out to the Thunder King plays that your opponent may put on you. Then I run another boss monster in the fact of Sacred Phoenix of Nemphes. It's the same as Garunix, apart from the fact it destroys spell and traps instead of obviously monsters. So there's not really much to say about Sacred Phoenix and Nemphes. Then I run 2 Maxi for the current meta, which is obviously Mermills, Fire Fists, Fire Kings, Mirror Match, wind-ups, all those kind of decks. I run Maxi for them because obviously when they special summon you can drop Maxi and start having a draw engine off of their special summons, which is very nice. Now I run one Gauze just to stop the OTKs. I don't like being OTK'd like everyone else doesn't like being OTK'd, so obviously Gauze is the main out for me against the OTKs that I come against. Then I run 3 triple Onslaught the Fire Kings. This is the best card in the deck by far, in my personal opinion. It basically turns any of your fire monsters into any of the monsters you run in this deck, obviously bar the 3 I've just talked about. It turns them into a Cyber Dragon. They lose their effects for the turn and they're destroyed during the end phase, but it's very nice with Garunix, because obviously you can activate Onslaught, special summon your Garunix, and then obviously during the end phase it's destroyed, so then it comes back during the standby phase of whoever's turns next and blows up the field. So it's a very, very nice combo there. And then I play 3 Circle the Fire Kings. I've seen people play 2 Circle, but I prefer 3 myself. Obviously if you've got a dead Garunix in grave, or even Sacred Phoenix and Nephthys, you can target one of your face up Barongs, Kirans, whatever you want to target that, destroy that, and bring back the card that you selected from the graveyard. So it's a very, very nice card. It allows, again, more consistency to the deck as well. Then I run 2 Forbidden Lance. This allows me to keep Fire Dog on the board when I want to keep Fire Dog on the board, and also the same with Cerberus. Plus it's a good out for when your Garunix goes off and you want to keep something on board to go with it. If I have a Nephthys on board, I never really Lance, because obviously Nephthys can then come back and destroy it can destroy your opponent's spell and trap card zones as well as yours, but most of the time you don't have anything on board that it can destroy. So it's a very, very, very nice card to have in conjunction with Circle of the Fire Kings and also Forbidden Lance. Sorry, I was backtracking a bit there. Now I play 2 Fire Formation Tenkis. Tenki will come into its own more when Yaksha is released, but the good thing about this card at the moment is obviously I can activate it with Barong, and Barong gains the effect, so it's very nice. And then I run 2 MST, again for some more back row removal. If I don't draw into my Nephthys, I can then basically just MST the back rows and get rid of them that way. I run 2 Dualities just for consistency purposes. I know most of the time you want a special summon in this deck, but part of Duality is there when you don't have the special summon plays available. It just allows you to get into those plays and allows you a bit more consistency throughout the deck. Then I play the sole copy of Monster Reborn, so you can only run the 1 copy of Monster Reborn. I normally use this on Nephthys and Garunix unless they're not engraved, and then I'll use it on my Cerberus or something like that. Then I use 1 Dark Hole. I know I've got 3 Garunix, but Dark Hole's just there just in case I don't draw into the Garunix. It allows me to do basically what Garunix does, but quicker. Now I run 2 Horn of the Phantom Beasts. This card is very good in conjunction with everything apart from Maxis and Gauze. It just allows you to get that extra 800 attack with obviously Fire King, Avatar Barong and Kiran, which is exceptionally good because Kiran then becomes an 1800 beater, and obviously Barong gets an extra 800. I can't be asked to do the maths at the moment. Then I run 2 Call of the Haunted, same as Monster Reborn really. It allows me to bring back my Garunix and my Nephthys, and also if your opponent's going to MST or face down call, chain it, bring back Garunix or Nephthys, and then obviously during the next standby phase they will come back and they will do their thing. 2 Torrential, it doesn't really matter if you destroy your monsters by card effects, because obviously they come back, so it's very nice and it's a good card to run at 2. And then I've opted to run 2-dimensional prison over to Mirror Force, because Prison banishes the monster, Mirror Force sends it to a grave, so your opponent can still Monster Reborn those cards. So I run 2-dimensional prison just so they can't do that kind of thing. So that's the main deck, guys. This is a 42 card main deck. If there's anything you would change, just let me know in the comments, or anything I should change, sorry, just let me know in the comments. If you have any feedback on the main deck as well, just let me know again in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Now moving on to the side deck, as you have seen in both my Monarch deck and my Sam deck, I do not like to run into like gears and machinas, so I run 1 Chimera Tech, 2 Cyber Dragon, and in this case only the 1 system down, just to give me an option against something like Jaegers and Machinas. If you haven't watched my Macro Monarch deck or my 6 Sam deck, I will put links on the video somewhere so you can click on them and watch them if you really want to. Then I run 2 Effect Veilers. I think this card is going to be absolutely amazing in the March format, sorry, just because there's a lot of cards that need effects to go off for their plays to end up giving them the win situation that they need. So double Effect Veiler normally goes in for Maxi, and it normally works very, very well against the current meta. Then I run 2 Thunder King Ryos. This is basically just a stall aspect until you get out your big plays, and then you don't really need the Thunder King anymore. I played a 3rd copy of MST in the side as well. Just in case I don't get into my Nemphies much, I'll just bring in a Mystical Space Typhoon and use that instead. I've already gone over system down, so there's no point going back over that. I run 2 Empyrean Iron Wall because it's essential that your cards hit the graveyard in this deck. So if you do end up coming up against a macro deck, be sure to have at least 1 copy of Imperial Iron Wall, if not 2 in your side deck in Fire Kings, and even anything else really that you need stuff to hit the graveyard, as it allows you to still go off, which is very, very essential in the deck. I run 2 Dust Tornado as more back row removal against the likes of Fire Fists that use Tenkis and Tensus and all those kind of cards, so I've used that. And I run double Goes and Match just for the odd just for the odd wind-ups that are obviously just floating about nowadays, because they've got Summon a Monk, Wind-Up Warrior and Wind-Up Soldier. So that's the side deck, guys. If there's anything you want me to take out, put in, you think I should, then let me know again in the comments. Now onto the extra deck, and I play 1 Heliopolis. That's pretty self-explanatory, as is Photon Strike Bouncer. I run 1 copy of Insector Beetle. It's just there really for destruction elements. I don't go into it much, but it's there just in case I need it. I run 1 Abyss Dweller, obviously for the Mermail matchup. I do not like running into Mermails with this deck, because Mermails are a lot quicker than this deck at this moment in time. So drop an Abyss Dweller and you can kind of slow them down, but not by much. I run 1 Diamond Direwolf. This card is amazing with this deck because obviously it can target a beast warrior or winged beast monster you control and another card in the field and destroy them. So use Diamond Dire and Garunix or Nemphies is absolutely amazing. Then I run 1 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it also can get me out my Tenki pretty quickly if I haven't got it already, so that's very nice. Gaga Cowboy, a generic rank 4 really, same with Maestroke. Surprisingly, Shockmaster's pretty easy to go into this deck. Obviously if you have Barong on field, special your Fire Dog, get another Barong, you can go into Shockmaster pretty much straight away. So that's a very nice card to have in the deck, just in case you do have the odd just in case you do end up having 3 level 4s on the field, you can just go into Shockmaster and Shocklock your opponent for a bit. Then obviously 1 Utopia, don't really need to explain that, it's just a generic rank 4 to put in the extra deck. Steel Swarm Roach for any of the Chaos Dragon builds that are out there, and also Chaos Agents as well. It's very nice to have against them. Leviair, just in case my monsters do get banished, I can then drop a Leviair and start bringing them back. Leviathan Dragon, Zen Mains and Giga Brilliant are all pretty self-explanatory for the deck. So that's been my overall deck profile, guys. Please give this video a like if you have enjoyed the video. Give me some feedback as well about A, my videos, and also B, about the deck profile itself. Please subscribe to my channel as well to keep up with my content. I shall see you in my next video.